Hello all, let us do the cranking test on the vehicle. This is in continuation with our series of our battery diagnosis using a multimeter. Now let us set up the vehicle. Ensure the transmission is in park in case of automatic transmission or in neutral with the parking brake on engaged in case of manual. Remove ignition keys and turn off all accessories like lights, radio, phone, chargers, etc. Ask an assistant to be standby at the driver's seat, ready to crank the engine on your request. Wait 5 minutes after turning off all the ignition to allow the surface charge to dissipate. Before the conduct of cranking test, ascertain the state of charge of the battery. See, any healthy battery should be having 12.4 volt or higher. In case if it is lesser than 12.4, that indicates battery is partially discharged. Charge the battery before attempting cranking test. Let's do it on the vehicle. Black probe into comb jack. Now insert red into voltage ohms jack. As our battery is 12 volt, set the multimeter to 20 volt DC. Connect red probe into positive and black into negative. Reading observed, in my case it is 12.48 volt. Now let us jump into cranking test. Multimeter connections remain same. The probes, black probe to negative, red probe to positive. Ensure metal tips make a direct contact with the battery terminals. Now we have seen the SOC of the battery. Now let us do the cranking procedure. So we have to do at least 3 cranks to make sure that battery performance is consistent. Let the assistant be at the driver place. Ask him to crank the engine. Watch the multimeter display continuously while cranking. The cranking duration should not be more than 5 seconds. Note the lowest reading observed during the crank. Now let us do the second crank. The procedure of cranking remains same. The duration should not be more than 5 seconds. However, make sure that you are giving a gap of 5 minutes between the cranks. Note down the voltage drop. Let us do the third crank. Make sure that there is an adequate gap between the cranks, that is 5 minutes, and the duration should not be more than 5 seconds. Now we have to compare all the 3 values we have received from the first, second and third crank. The variation should not be more than 0.2 volt each other. And now let us analyze the reading. After completing of all the 3 cranks, make sure that you are immediately turning off the ignition fully and removing the key. This concludes our voltage testing. Left with interpretation. Now let us analyze the result. The state of charge, what we have observed is 12.48 volt. In first crank, we got it as 4.36 volt. Second crank, we got it as 4.3 volt. And third crank, we got it as 4.3 volt. So all the cranking voltages are very low or critically low performance. Now let us conclude. As you are aware, minimum requirement is 9.6 volt. That means the observed minimum voltage what we have got in all the 3 is 4.3 volt. That means it is 52% below the minimum requirement for a 12 battery system. So consistently in each crank, all the three cranks, it was showing the failure. So what is an immediate action expected for this battery is replacement. Else there can be a situation arising where you may get stranded on the road. So to ascertain our findings, what I have done, I given this battery for an external agency, professional agency to test on a tester. See the result, what I could find is the same. What is the conclusion is here is the battery condition is bad and it require replacement because the capacity is 42 of rated capacity and internally there is a high resistance. So expected life left for this battery is only 30 days. Both our manual multimeter testing and professional equipment identify the same critical battery. That means the way how we were testing was correct. Coming up next is parasitic drain test. This is to identify abnormal current drawn when vehicle is parked and ignition is off. We can diagnose the component which is causing the excessive battery drain or battery drain when vehicle is on rest and fix up the problem which will increase the life of the battery and unwanted breakdowns. Please subscribe to our channel for more automotive diagnostic tutorials. Share your experiences, questions if any. You can put it in the comment below and your feedback helps us to create more content which would be useful on real world technical challenges. Thank you.